Good morning, everyone, and happy Friday Eve. More importantly, guys, it is National Beer Day.
Let's crack open one right now. Let's get this show going off.
We're going to do it over at Gigantic Brewing in Southeast Portland. Joe, you said it. Today may be the perfect day to grab a cold one because we're getting, close to 80 degrees?
That's right.
Take it away, my friend.
Yeah, and we are going to be looking at some very warm conditions later on this afternoon. We're about 20 degrees warmer right now than we were this time yesterday, with temperatures right around the upper 40s in many locations. Look at Beaverton, 54 degrees, 48 in West Linn. Happy Valley, you're looking at a temperature of 50 degrees. Along the east side of the state, you're looking at some cool temperatures. But a live look now from our Rose City camera. We're looking at a reading of 45 degrees with clear skies. And once that sunshine starts to pop, we're going to be seeing those warm temperatures basically from beginning to end. Take a look at the day planner. 49 degrees by 7 o'clock this morning. By midday, 67. 67 was our daytime high yesterday. And look at that, the big 7-8. We could get very close, Dina, to seeing record-breaking temperatures heading into the later part of the day. And if you're wondering what is WDOY, warmest day of the year.
Love it.
All right, let's start this half hour of news with developing news out of Gresham overnight. Police say 2 people in a car were shot and then that car crashed into a house. So this is video from the crash site at Northeast 188th and Holiday. We don't know how seriously those 2 people were hurt, although police did say that they were still conscious when they got there. Investigators believe the shots did come from someone outside the car. We'll update this story as soon as we get more information into our newsroom. Also this morning, we're continuing to follow the search for a missing snowboarder up on Mount Hood. We're talking about Ryan Mather, whose girlfriend reported him missing on Tuesday after he didn't come back to his Aloha home that night. 14 teams, including more than 40 ground searchers, plus drones and a helicopter, were all part of the search yesterday. Today, crews are searching for Mather at Mount Hood Meadows in the area that's accessed from the ski lifts or the ski area's Shooting Star chairlift. So that's the Black Diamond and Double Black Diamond areas in and around Heather Canyon and the private reserve.
Well, let's bring you up to speed now on the Nancy Crampton Brophy trial. She's the romance novelist accused of murdering her husband, Daniel. Later this morning, day 4 gets underway. Yesterday, one of the key witnesses took the stand, Daniel's mother, Karen Brophy. Here's what she remembered about a phone conversation with Nancy when Nancy told her her son was dead.
And once again, what was her tone and demeanor like during that conversation?
She said it was Dan. It was a very matter-of-fact thing. It was Dan.
Was she crying?
I said, "Oh, Nancy," and I was crying, and she did cry.
After she told you?
So his mother is expected to return to the stand today, while the defense said in its opening statements the jury will also hear directly from Nancy herself. We will be live streaming this trial on KGW.com and our YouTube page during the day. Sentencing for Oregon serial killer Dayton Leroy Rogers has been delayed for the 5th time. We were in court yesterday for the latest twist in this case. The state Supreme Court overturned Rogers' death sentence last year, ruling his crimes no longer met the definition of aggravated murder, the only crime eligible for the death penalty. At the hearing yesterday, a judge agreed to bring in a jury to help decide his new sentence. Rogers was convicted in 1989 for killing 6 women. Their bodies were found in a forest near Malala. It's likely he will spend the rest of his life in prison. A GoFundMe has raised more than $13,000 for the family of Amara Marluke, the young woman gunned down near Portland State University. The 19-year-old was killed on Monday. Another PSU student, Keenan Harpole, is charged with her murder. The two had reportedly been in a relationship. Harpole is a freshman. He's also a former football player at PSU. He appeared in court Tuesday and pleaded not guilty to the crime. Well, some Portland Middle School students walked out of class yesterday in support of one of their favorite teachers. His name is Brian Chu, and he was put on leave on Monday, though some students say he was just looking out for their school. Catherine Cook talked with students at Harriet Tubman Middle School yesterday.
What do we want now? On Wednesday, Harriet Tubman Middle School students walked out in support of social studies teacher Brian Chu. They say Portland Public Schools put Chu on paid leave starting Monday. Staff members tell KGW the district is investigating Chu for a number of reasons, including disruptions during school board meetings and coaching students into opposing the I-5 expansion. District officials would not confirm the reasons, citing privacy rules, but said, quote, "We also take the conduct of our professionals very seriously, and we expect a certain level of decorum in classrooms and in public."
They took away our teacher without talking to us. Our teacher not there.
8th grader Sonia Seidman is in Mr. Chu's social studies class. She says one thing he's taught them is how to stand up for what they believe in. Words she says guided them on this day.
He was like, well, if we ever have a walkout, like there's these signs in the cafeteria and you can just take them off the walls. And so we did that.
Sonia says Chu has also led discussions on ODOT's planned expansion of I-5 near the school, something he's protested outside of work hours. The district is planning to move Harriet Tubman Middle School because of the expansion.
He was like, do you think writing letters to the PPS board, he was like, that would be great. Like, do you guys want to do that? And we were like, yes.
Sonia says other than Chu providing them with board members' email addresses, students who wrote the letters did so at their own will. She has her own theory for why Chu is on leave.
PPS feels threatened because Mr. Chu was helping us advocate for the school and the community. And he was the only one doing that.
Chu has a history of speaking out against the school district. In February, he was part of a group that interrupted a school board meeting. He accused the superintendent of lying about replacing HEPA filters and also swore.
That's a lie. What happened to GBC, bro? Yeah. Don't lie to us. We're in the school and we know what's going on.
During a 2017 board meeting, Chu criticized the district over its framework for middle school curriculum.
PPS, aka mostly BS. This is the crazy making that has become synonymous with PPS.
And in this 2018 guest opinion published in the Oregonian, Chu called the district white supremacist and patriarchal, among other things. For now, Mr. Chu's classes go on without him.
Doesn't need a substitute there.
And while his future here is unclear,
I hope it could get better, the teacher can come back.
Sonia Seidman knows what she wants.
We as students value Mr. Chu so much, and we really need him in our school to thrive fully.
In North Portland, Catherine Cook, KGW News.
All right, before we get to today's 7-day forecast, let's talk about baseball season for a moment. I'm thinking spring weather, I'm thinking baseball. The Hillsboro Hops are back at it starting this Friday night. So the team will play 132 games in all, starting again this Friday through early September. That game on Friday is against the Tri-City Dust Devils. We're going to be out there live, as a matter of fact, tomorrow morning. A live preview of this year's baseball action in Hillsboro coming up on the show Friday morning. I'm thinking about the weather, though. Tomorrow night, never mind today, 75 degrees. Wow.
78.
Sorry. What about tomorrow night? What about tomorrow night at the ballpark?
A little bit of showers.
Okay.
You're going to see some cooler conditions. In fact, we're looking at 78 today, about 20 degrees cooler heading into tomorrow.
That's wild.
Like I said in the morning meeting,
Such
it's a one-trick
change.
pony.
Yeah.
Exactly. A big roller coaster, because not only that, we're also going to be tracking some low elevation snow down to 1,000 feet. Now, we're going to be seeing a snowstorm. No, we're not. We are going to be seeing a little mix of rain and snow at times, basically 1,000 feet and higher throughout the West Hills Saturday morning and into Sunday morning. Definitely seeing some cold air out there. What we aren't seeing are cold temperatures out there this morning, running a lot warmer out there. We have that ridge of high pressure in place this morning, bringing in a lot of sunshine, basically from beginning to mostly end. We'll start to see some clouds increase later on the early part of the evening. But as we look at the weather headlines, yeah, it's going to be the best day of the year so far. Near record temperatures across the metro area. The last time we saw highs in the mid to the upper 70s, you have to go back to September 17th. That's the last really warm day we saw in the metro, at least in the upper 70s. And much cooler heading into tomorrow with that cold air in place. We'll start to see a lot of mountain snow heading into this weekend. And as we look at the futurecast heading into tonight, like I said, showers return really after midnight, and it's going to be a wet start to your Friday morning commute. Meanwhile, the snow showers will start to pick up later on in the day, with snow level dropping well below past levels heading into this weekend, and obviously the early part of the week as well. And now looking at the Mount Hood area and throughout the Washington, Oregon Cascades, by Saturday morning, Mount Hood and Timberline Lodge, you'll be looking at close to a half a foot of snow, and then the snow level, or the snow showers, will continue heading into a good part of next week as well. So as we look at the day planner. By lunchtime, 67 degrees. And you guys, 67 was the daytime high yesterday. Daytime high this afternoon of 78 degrees. And then we start to see our temperatures drop off heading into Friday, and the cool and wet conditions heading into the weekend. Again, a mix of rain and snow at times heading into the later part of the weekend, possibly the early part of next week.